Hey, it's Alvi from Luminescence Twin Flame Magic. I'm here doing the 111 or the 1st of January weekly reading for the Twin Flame Collective. Um, I'm doing my readings differently this year. I started off doing a few readings last year. I was a bit camera shy, so I haven't done any before maybe November, I think it was. So I'm still working up to that, kind of, but I'm doing them differently. I'm doing one for the stage one twin flame the twin flame people, and then I'm doing one for the stage two. Now I have experienced, and I know that other people in the collective and in on this path have experienced this too, that there are three distinct stages of the twin flame spiritual path. They're not the stages that you find in the articles in the online magazines, or if you googled it. All those stages are related to just one stage one, which I call the romantic stage, which is when you get activated, when you meet either your twin or a spiritual catalyst or a soulmate who's acting as a spiritual catalyst, and they activate that energy within you and start you off on your path. And that stage is all focused on the person who activated that energy within you. And there's a good reason for that. The reason is that it's like learning a new language. It brings you to a new level of consciousness, and you have all of these spiritual gifts and the telepathy and the empathy and all of that stuff that you might not have experienced before. And it's all focused on this one person, because if it was focused on everybody, you would be so overwhelmed you wouldn't even know what to do with yourself. So it serves a purpose, but at some point you need to graduate, and then you graduate. When you do graduate from that stage, you go to stage two, which is learning the spiritual path of the twin flame is mainly about healing yourself. And when you heal yourself, you heal for the whole collective, and you heal for the whole of humanity, obviously. But it focuses in on you, so you're not focusing on the person who activated you, whether they be your twin or a spiritual catalyst. You're focusing on yourself, and you're focusing on healing, and you're focusing on soul growth and lessons and all of that yummy stuff. I know it can be pretty intense and pretty emotional and rocky, but it is actually quite good. It is a good thing in the end. It brings you back to who you truly are, instead of the shadows that hold you back, and all of the ideas and beliefs that you've been given by society and other people, and even sometimes yourself, your beliefs and all of those things that stop you from shining your beautiful light and being your core self. So that's stage two, and I'll be doing a separate reading for that one to help you guys who are in that stage. And then the stage three, and that's when you are an integrated being, when you've integrated your shadow, when you've done a fair bit of healing. Like, healing is an ongoing journey, and you'll always find other things, new things to heal. But when you reach a certain level, you're able to overlook a lot of the things that would have triggered you beforehand, and you're able to sort of spread that love and that light, and your light shines, and you're probably aware of your mission and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think I need to do a reading for the stage threes. If anybody wants one, please let me know and I will do them. Anyway, let's go to the cards. I'll stop rambling now. Okay, so the underlying energy of this reading, and I'll say for this week, but it could be for longer than that. It could have even come to pass already. But the underlying energy of this reading is the card Bondage. Now, bondage is, in the traditional tarot, bondage is the devil. And it's kind of like being... It's like when you're in a situation that is no longer really serving you, but it doesn't feel like it's doing any damage yet. And you stay there out of complacency, or you stay there out of fear. You can see here on the card, her wings are tied up so she can't fly, but she's also safely tied to the rock so she can't fall. She's kind of stuck in the middle there. She doesn't know which way to go. Or she feels stuck. That's basically what I'm trying to say. She feels stuck. So you might find that you feel stuck, or you're feeling stuck and you need to progress, you're looking for a way to get out of this situation, but at the moment you might feel tied into it, or you might be waiting on things to change or things to move. If you're waiting on things to change, you have to change your thoughts. It's the only way. You can't just sit there and wait for things to happen. Well, you can if you want to, but they won't happen the way you could design. You could design the way things happen if you want to. If you want to tap into the fact that you are a powerful creator and a co-creator with source energy. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I'm sure lots of you know, and if you don't, there's lots of articles, there's lots of people on the internet. I have a blog you could go to and have a look at that, although I don't really talk about that so much yet. I'm working on some books and stuff, so anyway, let's go on to the next card. This is the basis of the situation. So this is how we got to where we are, or how we will get to where we are within the reading. Now this says balance restored and resolution. So the couple of readings that I did last year, I think in early December, were talking about restoring balance. They indicated that the balance in the connection wasn't right. Someone was either giving or taking too much, or someone was withdrawing and the other person was chasing. And really a great deal of managing a twin flame connection is learning how to balance the energy within it. But this card shows us that either the balance is restored in some way, or it will be. There's been some sort of resolution, or there will be some sort of resolution. It just depends on where you are. I'm precognizant, so these things happen to me before they tend to happen to everybody else, and I think that's probably partially because I'm meant to help you guys with whatever situations come up. But so the balance has been restored and a resolution has been reached. Now this might not be something that you're seeing in real life or in 3D. It may be an energetic thing, but either way it's a good thing, because it means that there's balance, and it means that the energy coming from source, because it comes from source, it does, and it feeds to you. So the energy coming from source to your connection, and the energy between you and your counterpart is in balance now. So that's good, or will be in balance soon. Doesn't mean union. It doesn't mean that, things are gonna be all lovey-dovey. So I don't like to give false hope, because I think it's not fair to tell people, oh, your twin will be back because it says resolution. It may be that way, but it may also just be that you come to a resolution within yourself. You come to understand that you come to understand how to balance your own energy, and that helps balance the whole connection thing. Okay, so the next card. That card is for both partners. So, yeah, that it goes for both sides of the connection. Now, I'm going to read the cards for you guys who are watching now, and then we'll have a look at what's going on with the counterpart, the partner, the twin, the soulmate, whatever you'd like to label them as, or label the connection as, or however it works for you, I guess, as well. Okay, so our first cards are new career moves, and what's this one? Status surge. Okay, so these are hopes and dreams. So we're kind of looking at hoping to move into a new career, maybe a more soulful career, or maybe and it will bring a sort of, put you in the spotlight. You'll be being seen by more people. You'll be being your status will be up. People will be noticing you, maybe because you're going into doing something that you really love and it makes you shine. Whatever that may be, just because you're on a spiritual path doesn't mean that your mission is a spiritual path mission. It could mean that, you just find something that you really love doing. It could be accounting, it could be anything. But when you really love something and you're in the flow of it, it does make you shine, and it does make people gravitate towards you, and good situations gravitate towards you. So these are your hopes and dreams, and the next cards that we are going to have a look at are sort of the energies that we need to work with to get there. Okay, so what we have is the Empress and the High Priestess. Lots of feminine energy there. So the Empress is talking about sensuality and fullness, using the bounty, recognizing the abundance in the universe, and knowing that you always and knowing that you're always connected to it, and understanding how to connect with that. And that's where the High Priestess comes in. She is all about intuition and hidden things. Let's see, not hidden things, but feelings, emotions, psychic abilities, intuition. So it's kind of like what we have to do is meld together the outside world and the inside world and follow our guidance. You need to be able to get right into your heart and into your heart and into your get your heart, your mind, and your body all working, or your soul and your body. Sorry, first video. What can I say? Your soul, your head, and your heart all working in alignment, and that is when you're in the flow, and that is when you connect to this Empress energy of being able to birth new things, being able to tap into the abundance of the universe. And like you can see, she's pregnant there, she's fully ripe, all of that sort of stuff. So the time that ripeness and that abundance and that ability to tap into it is always there, but we have to be able to put ourselves into alignment to get there. So the next couple of cards are just kind of guidance cards. They give you a bit more of an idea of where to go with this energy and with these goals. You probably have New Year's goals. What do they call them? Resolutions. I don't do those things. I just I have goals, but I'm not into New Year's resolutions. I think they're just, I don't know, they never work for me. I do it when I feel like it. I do everything when I feel like it. Except sleep. Because my little boy won't let me sleep sometimes. But yeah, anyway. Next card is caring for yourself. Okay, so we're going into the self-care and into the self-love. Now, this is how you tap into your true guidance, instead of following other people and them telling you, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, or following all these steps that you see in all these articles of 6 things you've got to do, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to do them, okay? That's just one person's opinion, and if it doesn't sit well with you, don't do it. Fuck it. Like, you know what you like, and you know what works for you. So don't try and force yourself into a box to be spiritual or to be a twin flame or whatever. Just be yourself, okay? That is how it works. It works best when you can just be yourself. And part of that whole stage 2 scenario that I was talking about is understanding that being yourself is okay, and being okay with being yourself. And judgment is letting go of the past. So these are our guidance steps: caring for yourself and letting go of the past. So I kind of feel like this bondage card, this underlying energy that we have for the reading, is tied in with this judgment, which is letting go of the past. Judgment is like I'm trying to think how to explain. In the traditional tarot, judgment is the last card before the very end of the Fool's Journey, which is the story of the tarot. And judgment kind of, it talks about growing the seeds that are being planted, that are growing, that are coming into fruition. They're starting to grow. They're starting to you're seeing. You're seeing what's the word? Oh my god. You're seeing things start moving. That'll do. That's not the word I was looking for, but that will have to do. You see things start moving, and you're able to let go. You see the things that you've planted coming to fruition, germinating and growing, and it means that you can let go of the worry of, are those seeds going to come up? That's kind of the idea that I'm getting here. So this bondage thing here, you need to let go of the past, and then you won't be stuck. You won't feel like you're stuck in this situation that you can't let go of. Something from the past is still holding you back, and what you need to do is to care for yourself and understand that whatever that thing was, it's not about you always. When people don't behave or conform to the way that we expect them to, it's never really about you. If it's from someone else, it's always about them. It may not look like that on the outside, but whatever the situation was that was in the past, you can let go of it now. It's safe to let go of it, and you won't fall. You've still got your guide ropes, see? Still got your guide ropes there to hold you safe, but not restrict you. Okay, so let's go to the other side now. This is for our twins, our partners, our divine counterparts, soulmates, whoever, whichever way you want to look at the relationship or the connection, the deep soul connections. Okay, so their hopes and dreams are unexpected help, and nervous about change. Okay, so unexpected help and nervous about change. So unexpected help is like a windfall, being given something, being given an opportunity perhaps, and maybe that's what they're nervous about. They were given some sort of opportunity, but it requires a lot of change, and it all comes back to this card, doesn't it? It requires them to change, it requires them to grow, and they're nervous about it. It's making them feel worried, as it does sometimes when you're going into something new and uncharted. It can really kind of rattle you, but sometimes you've got to hold your breath and just charge forward and do it. So let's hope that they do. Let's have a look at the next couple of cards. These are the energies that they're working with or need to work with. So the first one we have is contemplation, and the next one we have is healing and second chance. Ooh, that sounds kind of interesting, doesn't it? So someone's offered them something, someone's given them something, or the universe has given them a chance or some kind of unexpected opportunity. It's not a bad thing, it's an opportunity, but it's kind of causing them an existential crisis of sorts. This is what these cards here are indicating. Nervous about change and contemplating. So, if they're quiet, if your partner's quiet, if you have contact with them, if they're quiet or withdrawn at the moment, it may be because they're contemplating this change. They're contemplating this nervous, they're trying to work through their nervous energy. And this card here says that the situation, whatever it is, they will be healing. That's what they're doing when they're sitting. This contemplation card here, it speaks about this kind of existential crisis, this kind of fog, this kind of like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? What's my purpose? Those kind of thoughts that you have sometimes, and you think, like maybe you're in a job that you don't like, or a relationship that isn't working, or just something that's triggered that kind of soul searching mode, and it can be a bit gloomy, and it can be a bit kind of, it can cause anxiety and all that sort of stuff. So I feel that's kind of where they're at, or where they will be at in sort of midweek. As I said, there's no real time frames for these things, but yeah, so there's something going on, and they're healing, but their healing will create a second chance. Now, for some of us, that might be a second chance for the relationship. Really, these cards here kind of indicate that. And like I said, I don't want to give false hope, but for some of us, that is, or some of you, that is possible. It's possibly what will happen is they have been woken up, some kind of unexpected opportunity or help has made them wake up to the possibilities of the relationship, but they're nervous about it because they know it's going to have to pull them out of their, their little happy. They're going to have to grow. It's going to pull them out off their sofa and away from their, football or whatever it is that they watch to chill them out. And and it's made them kind of, that's nervous. That would worry me too. If I'd been warned about what was coming for me on this path, I'd be kind of terrified as well. All of the changes and all of the growing and all of the triggers and all of the healing that you go through. Like I say, it's all for a good cause, really, in the end. It's just while you're going through it, it can be kind of discombobulating, I think is a good word for it. So yeah, they're contemplating it, they're thinking about it. And while they're thinking about it, it's processing their emotions. They're processing their emotions and healing their emotions and whatever this situation was that caused them to be in this sort of existential crisis, soul-searching mode is going to give us, or the relationship, us, is going to it could give a second chance to your relationship with them, or it could give them a second chance at, being a divine partner, being a divine counterpart, instead of walking away and hiding from, the whole intense thing. So that's pretty interesting. I like that reading. I like those cards. So, okay, so the next two cards are sort of like guidance cards, and this will be swift decisions and good fortune. Okay, so whatever's happened here, this existential crisis and this healing and this second chance, when they finish that little part, when you pull yourself out of, dark night of the soul or depression or whatever, or you find that key that sort of like unlocks whatever it is that's holding you back, the energy starts moving very quickly, and that's what this card here is representative of. It's like a time when energy moves really fast, and all the decisions you have to make, you have to make them quickly. You can't sit around thinking about them, or you miss out on chances. So that's what's going to happen after they heal, but it will bring good fortune, so that's a really good thing too. And let's hope it's bringing good fortune to our connection and to our relationships with them. I'm going to pull the last card. This is the outcome card, and this is for both partners. So the wisdom of experience. Well, that really says it all, doesn't it? When you look at the whole reading, it's kind of like balance is restored, and it's brought back energy for the people who are watching, and you guys are putting your energy into, new endeavors, new businesses, new ideas, you working on your mission, all of those things, and it's bringing you back more into balance, and it's bringing you to the place where you want to connect with your inner guidance and use all of the, all of the tools and all of the law of attraction and all of that sort of stuff to bring you back to yourself, so you can let go of the past and care for yourself. And that is an experience in itself, isn't it? So you guys have that, and then the partners have this existential crisis, which is, it could be a bit of a dark night of the soul, it could be a depressive episode, it could be that they came to the realization that running from you isn't really helping anything, and that when they make these decisions, they're going to realize that, or that's just kind of what I'm getting anyway. So whatever their decision's about and whatever their depression is about, it will bring about good fortune, and energetically that's really good. So it's going to bring you both back to the wisdom of experience. So when you do finally connect back up, whether that be energetically or physically, you'll be bringing the wisdom of your experiences. So you'll be bringing your new newly found strength and connection to the universe and to source and to the fact that you're a co-creator, and you'll be letting go of whatever it was in the past that was holding you back, and that might be that key that kind of makes the whole connection click together. You never know. And they will be bringing that kind of they've gone into the depths of their soul, and they've searched their soul, and they've healed whatever it was that was causing them an issue as well. And their swift decisions and will bring good fortune to both of you, because this reading is like about the partnership. And when you come back together, you will find the wisdom of experience sort of it helps make the connection more cohesive, I think is the word that I'm looking for. I'm just going to pull an extra card and see how we go here. Let's go. So, what is the final outcome for our partnered reading here? Where are we heading with this, and what can we expect? A nice clear answer would be good. Detach, it says, so, but it's an 11. Whoa, look at that. And we've got an 11 up here too. Yeah, so they're asking you to detach from attachment, which is different to love, okay? So they're asking you to detach from this situation and just concentrate on yourself. Worrying about what Twin's doing, why isn't he texting me, all of that stuff. It's not love, that's attachment, and that it's neediness, and it's really just pointing away for you. It's pointing to where you need to fill yourself up, so you don't need to worry about that, because if it's in you, no one can take it away from you. Okay, so where are we going with this? Let's have a look here. We go, final outcome, please. Rest and reconsider. Okay. And what else have we got? Oh, blossom, rest and reconsider, and blossom. Yep. Okay, so you need to detach. Be detached from the energy of what's going on, and just focus on yourself. Don't take things too personally. When people are going through healing crises or existential crises or any kind of, trigger or shift or whatever, things come up and people take it personally, and this isn't good, okay? It's not, because it's not personal usually. It's from the past. It's got nothing to do with you. So detach from it, right? And rest and reconsider. Don't jump the gun and go crazy and, I'm trying to think of what to say. I'm trying to, listen. So rest and reconsider. Detach, rest and reconsider. Don't be taking everything so personally. Don't be starting to think because your twin or your partner or your soulmate has sort of disconnected or withdrawn that it's a bad thing for you guys. It is probably because they just need the space to themselves to heal and work out whatever it is that's going on in their lives with this, nervous about change and the healing and the unexpected help and all of those things. And it will give you a chance to blossom. And blossom is, again, this same judgment card. It's got the same energy as that. So you can see here, she's using all her powers to kind of create light within herself. And that's what you want to be doing. Create light within yourself and make yourself like a flame that all the beautiful moths and butterflies and bugs are attracted to. You know what I mean. I know it doesn't sound good, but you know how bugs are attracted to light. Well, that's how I like to think of, when you've shed all your shadows and you're shining your light, all of your desires and all of your needs and your wants that are already in existence can come to you because you're shining your light. So you're like that flame, or you're like that light globe, and all of your desires and all of your needs and all of those things that, you pop off here and there that you want to get, can find you. You're like a lighthouse, right? So make yourself into a lighthouse like this lady here by caring for yourself and letting go of the past, tapping into your guidance and working on that new career. And let your twin, your partner, or whoever have this space, and I don't just mean physically, I mean energetically, detach from them. It doesn't mean that you don't care. It actually probably means that you care more if you can detach from someone and let them have their own space and their own time to heal, and trust that that's what they're doing, and not be freaking out and thinking, bad things. Then that's much more loving and much more unconditionally loving than being a smother, as I like to put it. It's not mother love, it's smother love, right? So, when you're overbearing and you're checking on them all the time and all of that sort of stuff, it doesn't give a person a chance to go within and check. And trust me, if someone wants you to help them, they will ask you. So yeah, just leave them be. If they're withdrawn for a good reason. Trust that they are doing what's best for them, and that's what's really important here. Rather than being that overbearing smother energy of, what are you doing? Are you alright? Are you alright? Are you alright? That drives me nuts. And it probably drives anyone else nuts who's a little bit of a quiet person or a withdrawn person. Like when I'm healing, when I'm going through a shift, when I've found a trigger, when I had a situation that's come up that's I need to process or heal, I like to take myself away. I'll go off Facebook. I won't talk to anyone. I won't do any of my usual activities like writing articles for the Twin Flames or whatever, because I just want to be by myself and I want to work it out for myself. So I'm not spreading that energy everywhere, so I'm not taking out my emotional roller coaster on other people, and mainly so that I can process it in my own way without other people's input as well. You need to be able to do that when you're healing. Okay, so hopefully this reading has given you some guidance and some idea of what's going on and resonated with you. And if it has, please like my videos and subscribe, and I'll leave a link down below for my website, which is under construction at the moment, but you can still read my blog, and my Facebook page and my Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, please do. Because I'll have lots more stuff coming up this year. I'm working on lots of things, and hopefully these are things that are going to help you guys through your twin flame spiritual path, or your twin flame journey, or whatever you want to call it. So, okay, thank you. Bye.